Okay. What's up? What's up? What's up? The game was delayed a bit. Looks like West Ham, I don't know, was going to the wrong stadium or something, but they were delayed getting to the stadium. So we got Turlin, Park, Toon, Mallard, Zigiati, Miyazawa, Sandberg, Janssen, Letitia, Riviere, and Tellis Joyce are starting 11. So happy to see that starting 11. I know we had to fool around a bit with it for some other matches, but this is our strongest team at the moment. So glad to see them back. And a false start. A lot of people just don't wait for the ball to be kicked. Like, wait for the ball to be kicked, then you can start running into the opposition's half. Oh boy. Anyway, thank you for joining me here. A warning in advance if the stream drops out, internet issues, but we're going to try and see what we can do today. Kickoff finally. Letitia on the ball. As I said, it is our usual starting 11, our strongest 11. Fallon is back in goal with the Lone Ranger mask on. So for those who aren't American, Lone Ranger was like a cowboy that wore this like mask, I believe. Yeah. And for those that want to know, for West Ham, they've got Say, Martinez, Ueki across the front three. They got Morgan, Gorey, their captain, Siren, and Hanshaw in the midfield. And then they've got Nystrom, Tisiak, and Indo back three. And then Shimmick in goal for West Ham. And you know what's funny to set this game up? My little stream stuff here. It's like I just had to add a W to stuff because I don't know if you follow the men's side, but the men just played West Ham, and unfortunately drew. So easy switch over. West Ham on the ball at the moment, working down our right hand side. Little foot race here. Ooh, Letitia strong, strong, strong on that challenge, putting Ueki in the dirt. I like it. I like it. Send the message early. Jimmick goes long for West Ham. Martinez with the flick on. West Ham was trying to attack Miyazawa, did well to come back. So just a quick stat. So obviously we are in fourth place after a little bit of a disappointing spell. If we can win this match, that puts us back, at least for now, in second place until Chelsea plays. Um, but yeah, all trying to catch City at the moment. All trying to get City at the moment. And West Ham are in 11th, by the way, so they're not doing too great. They've only got one win, two draws, seven losses. So this should be a pretty routine match today, if I'm being honest. Should be. Again, should be. I don't want to jinx anything, but it should be a routine match, right? And it's a good match for us to come back on. Something that should be, like I said, routine at home, lower level opponent, our full starting 11. So probably couldn't ask for a better match to come back on unless it was like, I don't know, Everton or Liverpool or something like that. Um, just based off of rankings anyway. Hey, John Fry, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Got Sandberg here with the corner kick. Ball into the mix, flicked on by Riviere. Out to Miyazawa. Park. Park dancing. Plays it back in. Ooh, West Ham on the break here. West Ham on the break. Martinez, a great tackle from Riviere to kind of break up that play, but it's still not quite out of danger yet. West Ham battling here. I think we got caught with too many numbers forward just now, so West Ham were able to break on us a little bit. Again, I do expect, like I said, I expect a comfortable game. I expect us to win, but I do expect a little bit of rust, right? A little bit of rust. West Ham with the cross, dangerous. West Ham with some sustained attacking pressure at the moment. To throw in for Manchester United. Oh no, a free kick for Manchester United. Mallard was pulled back by the West Ham player. John Fry says, "I'm still Skinner out. Why put two goalkeepers on the bench? Why not put a young player on the bench for experience? Skinner, a knobhead." Yeah, yeah, that is something that I do question as well, right? Like, why two goalkeepers on the bench? But I've seen teams do this across all the leagues at times, and I don't know why. I've seen it multiple times where like men's, women's, doesn't matter. Like you'll see sometimes two goalkeepers on the bench, and I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe it's a bit of a maybe giving yourself options, right? Maybe you're giving yourself a few options, like in case Fallon takes a blow to the face or something like that and has to come off. You've got two options, and depending on how the opposition's playing, if they're serving in high balls, probably wouldn't put Middleton Patel in there because we saw she struggled with that. But if the keeper has the opportunity to play more with her feet, our keeper, then maybe you do put Middleton Patel in there. So that's the only way I could maybe justify. But otherwise, yeah, like you'd think that maybe a young player would get that spot on the bench to get some experience. West Ham on the ball again here, coming down our left hand side. Martinez miscontrol. Fortunately, gives it back to Manchester United. I can't get my words out this morning. Yeah, yeah. Griffiths was player of the match for Wales. Senior games not getting a sniff is scandalous. That's what John Fry says. Yeah, yeah. That is interesting. I'm really curious to see what we do in January. Right, I'm really curious because Skinner was talking about it. Even I think both Janssen and Rolfo mentioned it when they were taking questions from the media prior to some Champions League matches. I believe they both mentioned it. Um, so I'm curious to see. Maybe we'll see Griffiths more um, in the second half of the season. Um, but yeah, yeah. I think there's always some young players like even. I mean, look at Manu on the men's side, right? It's like we all see it. Like, don't you see it? Right? Like, don't you see the young talent there? I don't know. It's strange. It's strange. United on the ball right now. Park looking to work some magic down the right hand side, driving into the box, looking for Toon. Didn't quite connect. Here comes West Ham away with the ball. Ooh, giveaway from West Ham, right back to Park. Toon, Riviere. United putting a foot on top of the ball inside West Ham's half. Letitia over to Miyazawa. Letitia and Janssen are both at the top of the center circle, so we are deep in West Ham's territory. Riviere into looking for Turlin. Doesn't quite come off. Bounces back to Ziggiatti. Ziggiatti Tune. Dangerous position. Little flick from Allard. Nice passing from Manchester United here. Sandberg. We're putting on a bit of a show there for a minute. Long shot from Letitia goes just wide. Goal kick for the for West Ham. John says we're supposed to be signing a right back this window and maybe a right wing for Celine, who's having a baby, but we need at least 5 players. Yeah. Do you think right back though is our priority position? We've got Riviere and Blundell out there. I feel like maybe left back, some relief for Sandberg over there, and hold that thought. Okay, I thought it was a giveaway for West Ham there in their own box for a minute. Um, I think we need some relief for Sandberg um, at left back. I don't love George at left back. I like her better at center back when she does come on. Um, but I would say, yeah, from midfield forward, we need more reinforcements, and I think we need. I keep saying it. I know it sounds maybe even strange, but we need more speed. We need more speed. Like when we play a team that really has players that can really run, right, and are fast and strong, we suffer. We've got a lot of technically good players on the team, but we don't have many that can just, beat you to the spot, right? We've got Riviere, obviously, she's fast, but the rest of our team, I would say, is like moderate to moderately quick and fast, but like not like you look at like a Lyon or like a City, they got a little more speed. Need height and CDM positions. Not my opinion. We need height in midfield, another striker, and definitely another center back. Yeah, yeah. I mean, generally speaking, yeah, it's still across the pitch, all across the pitch for sure. Because like again, like you just look at it and like it's just that little bit of more. I know it sounds vague, but like if you watch, and I know you watch, but like just that little bit more that we need to truly compete across multiple fronts. Because again, you saw how we got handled by City. Excuse me, in Wolfsburg, and do we have Lyon coming up? I think is that next? Is that this week? Let me see. I think that's soon. I'm checking my calendar here on my phone. Yeah, we got Lyon on Wednesday, and that's going to be a tough match because they're fast. They're cooking. Sounds shady. Nice screen name. Um, I don't know where you can watch it for free. I'm streaming on a paid streaming service. Sounds shady. I'm not sure where you can watch it for free, unfortunately. Um, you know how it is nowadays, right? Everything's behind a paywall, so you're probably gonna have to pay some money somewhere somehow to watch it. So can't help you too much there. John Fry says more world class rather than good players too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Riviere down the right hand side, ball into the box, far post, looking for Mallard. Can't quite get on it. Corner kick. Here we go. Corner kick. That was good work from Paul from Park. Corner kick. Manchester United. Ziggy to take it. Hand goes up. Ball goes in. Right into the mix. Far post. Headed down. Nah. cleared by West Ham, but only to Miyazawa. Miyazawa dumps it back in. Headed down. Block. Save. Another shot. Bounces wide from Janssen. Janssen was getting in on the action there. Another corner kick from Manchester United. Yeah, if Turlin had put that shot either left or right, that would have been a goal, but that was right at the keeper. And so she saved it, unfortunately. Janssen tried to get in on the action there with a follow up shot, deflected wide. So another corner kick from Manchester United. We're mounting some pressure here, mounting some pressure. Here comes Sandberg with the corner kick. Ball in, into the box, near post. Knocked clear by West Ham. Park recovers. Miyazawa standing at the top of the center circle. She recycles back to Park. Park inside to Letitia, who's playing like a midfielder at the moment. I'm sorry, that was Toon, not Letitia. Are they wearing the same color boots? Is that what's throwing me off? Yeah, they are wearing the same color boots. That's what threw me off. I was like, wait a minute. I know he saw some other lime colored boots there. That was Toon, not Letitia, who dropped in. So let's see some stats while we wind up for this free kick here. 65% possession in favor of Manchester United. We've had 5 shots to West Ham's 2. Ball in here, right to the keeper. That's a wasted free kick. Got to do better than that. We've had 4 corner kicks. West Ham have had none. We've had 1 shot on target to West Ham's 0. So I feel like again we're slowly creeping into getting a goal here. I think we definitely get one before the half is out. It's just a matter of making sure we keep West Ham out from the other end because West Ham have looked a bit dangerous when they get the ball. So definitely see us scoring, but then we got to be smart defensively and not get caught playing too far forward, too high up the pitch. West Ham have the ball at the moment, but they're kind of in a dangerous position just outside of their own box. Turnover. Manchester United. Let's go. Come on. Oh, good save from the keeper. Good save from the keeper. Ziggiatti recovers the ball. Riviere. Again, Manchester United set up camp outside of West Ham's box. Ziggiatti in the corner. Crosses it into the box. Cleared again by West Ham, but not that far. Ball skips. Letitia recovers over to Janssen, who's at the top of the center circle. So Manchester United, again, are deep in West Ham territory, but this is where we got to be careful about getting caught on the break. This is what I was saying earlier. When we get too deep into opponent's territory, oh, nice move by Riviere. Oh, sorry, I had to change topics there for a minute. Riviere did some great work to get past her marker, cross into the box. Mallard misses the opportunity. Damn. All right, goal kick for West Ham. Yeah, John says we need more than one goal, like the men's team are doing, to make sure we win the games, not draw them. Yeah. No, I think we'll get one this half. We gotta be smart defensively, but ultimately, I mean, if you really want my score prediction here, this feels like it might be like a 3-1, maybe a 3-0. I feel like this is one of those games where once we get one, the floodgates might open up a little bit. Um, because West Ham, you got to think about right where they are mentally, right? Um, West Ham, they aren't doing well, right? They've only got what 1 win this season, and so right now they're like, okay, we're still in it. We're still in it. We might get even a win, if not a draw today. But I think once we score a goal, their heads will go down and they'll say, more of the same, if you know what I mean, right? They'll say, oh, here we go again, another loss or whatever. So I think once we get one, the floodgates will open. Riviere into the box. Keeper came out smartly. West Ham bravely trying to play out of the back here. Keeper rolls it to the center back. West Ham playing across their own box. And they come out of their box down our right-hand side. John predicted a 1-0. You might be right. You might be right. We'll see. We'll see. Manchester United on the ball. Mallard's pass misplaced for Turland. West Ham have the ball now. West Ham trying to attack through Asai. Riviere defending. Ball in. Deflected clear. Riviere slow to get up there. Hopefully she's all right. Ziggiati down the right-hand side, inside to Park. Give and go back to Ziggiati. She dumps it over the top looking for Turlin. But Shimmick is off her line. United on the ball. I think Riviere is still down. Let's see, the camera isn't giving me a good angle yet. Yeah. Yeah, Riviere is down. She's holding, I think she's holding her right hamstring for a minute. But she's down. She sat on the pitch. The physios are on the pitch to tend to Jade Riviere there. They're showing the replay. I can't quite see what happened. I don't think it was any sort of contact. Riviere was going to block the cross, and she extended her right leg. Didn't see any major contact. It looks like they're looking at her knee, maybe? Her right knee. John says, I predict Granny Williams will come on and score. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, she was all smiles when the players were arriving. You know, some players like Toon looked very, very serious. Um, you know, Mallard kind of had that classic kind of half smile going on. Uh, Park looked very, very serious. Um, but uh, but yeah, Williams, she looked she was all smiles. So who knows? She might come on and remind us how it's done. Riviere is up. Um, Walking a little bit slowly, but she looks like she might be all right. She's trying to run it off. Looks like she's all right. Okay. Looks like she's gonna continue once she's allowed back on the pitch. Obviously, if you receive treatment, you got to come off. Um, but it looks like she's all right. Referee has the ball in hand. I think she's gonna give a drop ball here. All right, restart it. Drop ball to Leticia over to Janssen. Back to Leticia. United down to 10 at the moment while Jade Riviere is waiting to come back on the pitch after receiving treatment on her right knee. Going long over the top look for Mallard. Mallard might get there. Offsides. offsides as the rain comes down at the stadium. But yeah, we need to win this though. We need to win this because again, we've got Lyon midweek. They're going to be tough. So we need to win this one. Um let me see actually in the UEFA Women's Champions League standings. I think Lyon are still they're second. Yeah, they're second. They're second on goal differential, but tied on points with Barcelona. So Lyon are back to business these days. Oh yeah, Brighton winning at the moment. Yeah, what are the other scores? Let's see. So accept the cookies. All right, yeah, Villa and Spurs tied. Obviously, we're tied. Brighton, yeah, Brighton beating London City 1-0. Leicester and City, Leicester City, Manchester City, in case you didn't know, are tied. Okay, there's a yellow card on Charlin there. Yellow card for Charlin for a late tackle on the West Ham player. Yeah, Brighton, like you said, Brighton beating London City at the moment. Let me see. So what does that do to the table potentially? Duh, duh, duh. Okay. Hmm. And City are playing at the moment. They're playing Leicester. And if Leicester can do us a favor, can hold City, and we pull off a win today, that puts us, a little bit closer. Because right now we're 7 points off of it. Yeah. 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 No, John, you're right. We got to win after Arsenal winning. Through ball, park in the box, cross, headed clear by West Ham. Only out to Riviere, who's kind of sort of at the corner of the box there. Ziggiati, Letitia. O was trying to find Turlin in the box. West Ham have the ball now, but still stuck in their own corner. They thump it clear, but not clear enough, not far enough. Miyazawa. I thought Miyazawa was going to shoot that from outside the box. Toon, 18 yards out, right to the goalie. Good try, though. Good try. We're knocking, we're knocking, we're knocking. Um, just looking back at the standings here. Because this is the thing, is like, it's annoying when you have to look at another team and say, oh, they do us a favor, right? You kind of want to do it on your own accord. But, it's difficult when you've got City and Chelsea kind of running away with things. I mean, Chelsea obviously stumbled a little bit, so they're only what 2 points ahead of Arsenal. But you got City, who are 4 points clear of Chelsea. Now, yes, Chelsea still haven't played yet this weekend. I don't think. I think they got a game to come up, um, and so yeah, Chelsea win their match. Obviously, they're right back to being a point off of City. Um, but that's just a little bit of a gap starting to open up just ever so slightly if results go the right way for Chelsea and City between the first two spots there and then the rest of the table. Let's see, Chelsea. When did they play again? Yeah, they play at 9:30 against Everton. So yeah, Chelsea should win that one. Throw in for West Ham. Good play from Mallard to take the ball away from the West Ham player. United breaking the other way, but we don't quite have numbers. There's a tumble over the ball, no foul either way. West Ham emerged with the ball. Mallard looking a little bit sloppy today. You know, she had a chance, didn't hit the target. Some of her passes have been misplaced, so she's looking a little bit sloppy today. But hopefully she fixes that and puts the ball in the back of the net. Play Miyazawa. Okay, here we go. Miyazawa. Tune. Oh, look at Sandberg. Look at Sandberg. Oh, come on. All right. Right hand side of the park. Riviera in the overlap. Ball into the box. Kind of skips clear. West Ham trying to run it out. Sandberg and Martinez got into it a little bit. Martinez goes down. Referee calls a foul on Sandberg. Rain's still coming down, so everyone's making this face right now. As if that does anything, right? When you think about it. West Ham keeper going long. I thought I saw Jansen there just kind of rub her left hamstring, and I hope that's not a sign of anyone or anyone of Jansen getting starting to feel something. I hope not. I just happened to catch that just now, like kind of off camera. West Ham free kick into the box. Fallon comes out, collects. United restart the play. Miyazawa. Sandberg. Back to Janssen. Janssen to tune down the line. Mallard. There you go. Ah. Toon crowded off of it. United recover. It's like we're just missing like that final pass, right? Riviere's done well getting down the right hand side and dumping in crosses, but West Ham are anticipating that, right? So each cross um, that has been dumped in from Riviere is kind of getting rebuffed a little bit by West Ham just because their players are in front of ours. So I want to see us try to get down the center a little bit more. Oof, that pass just got there. Looking for Park, cut out by West Ham. West Ham on the ball now in the defensive half. West Ham with a foot on the top of the ball in their own half, trying to calm things a bit and play out. Risky pass though from West Ham. They're playing on a knife's edge here, trying to play out of the back. That was a smart play because some of those passes were a little bit iffy from West Ham. But hey, they're out. They're out. They're into United's half now. And Weki looking for Martinez there, but that pass did not come off. Foul and get rid of it. Thank you. Whew. TCA, Zaghiati. Zaghiati dumps it down line, looking for Park again, but that's cut out by West Ham. Once again, Sandberg runs towards her own goal. Does well. Does very well. Does very well to turn that around. United on the ball. Let's see here. Park. Miyazawa back to Park in the center circle. Miyazawa, Park now over to the left hand side, looking for Mallard. Mallard gets on the end of it. United in the final third. Let's make something happen. Come on. Cross blocked, out of bounds. Corner kick. Corner kick. John doesn't like Skinner. No plan B Skinner. Oh, man. But it's funny because in his pressers, he's mentioned multiple times wanting, well, he phrased it as like wanting to have, he didn't say box of tricks. He said something like, basically like a box of different things you can use. He didn't say tools. I can't remember how he phrased it. He phrased it kind of weird. He didn't say box of tricks. He didn't say box of tools. But basically what he was trying to say is he wants to have a number of players with different attributes so he can keep evolving and changing the game. Those are words he did use. And to be unpredictable. Um, so it's funny that you say that, John, because like Skinner was like, yeah, I want to be unpredictable and keep evolving and change things. Um, So I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I do wonder, like, have we been found out a little bit, right? We had the hot start to the season, um, but then even some of the lower teams are giving us problems. Um, so sometimes, yeah, I do wish we would change up a bit more, but then at the same time, we need the investment in the players to be able to do so. So I kind of see both sides of it. Park, ball into the box. Mallard, nice touch. Oh, nice touch. Mizawa, Zaghiati. Ah, I think we're trying to get too fancy, too cute around the 18-yard box, right? We keep trying to roll a ball into Turlin's feet. So like again, if you're not able to watch, if we're not able to see it, we're getting into positions down the center of the pitch and we're getting to like that kind of, half circle at the top of the 18-yard box, right? Just about that area. And then we're trying to roll a ball into Turlin's feet and Turlin's standing between the top of the 18-yard box and the 6-yard the penalty spot. I mean, um, and she's kind of standing in there like posted up, right, with her back to goal, defender on her back, obviously. And we just keep trying to find her feet in that spot, and I don't know why we keep trying to do that. Like, just hit the shot from where you are. Like you're about 18, a little bit more, maybe like what, 19 yards out, 20 yards maybe. So I would say hit that shot and then get the rebound, right? That's a goal right there. Turlin, 1-0. As I was just talking about, as I was talking about that game plan not working, we dump in across from the left hand side from Sandberg. Turlin puts it back in the net, 1-0. Tell you, man, put me on the bench. Put me on the bench as a coach, not a player. I had to get my ass kicked as a player. I mean, as a coach. I wouldn't be able to run 5 minutes. I'd be done. I'd be so done. Oops, got those backwards. Must be 1 for United, 0 for West Ham. There we go. We got to the end of the day. You know what? You know what I don't have going? I don't have my timer going. So you guys probably wondering, nobody said anything about my timer. Just sitting there, just not going. Let's see. 38 times 60, 2280. Let's see if I start. There we go. All right, close enough. That's me. Sorry, I just got to respond to this message really quick. Okay. Sorry, I had to respond to that message very quickly there. John says, I've been Skinner out for about 2 years after how he treated players like Guerrero, Garcia, after how they were treated and gone on to play better under a different coach. Yeah, that's always the thing. It's like you just you never know if there's anything going on behind the scenes. And again, I'm not sticking up for him. It's just I feel like you always see these things. Um, again, as I mentioned earlier, you look at the men's side, right? People talk about Manu not getting a chance to play. Um, And it's just, why does that happen? Why does that happen at teams? And look, I mean, there's only so many spots, right, to play. Only so many players that can travel in the squad, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But like, it just seems to always happen, and you always wonder why, right? And I guess maybe we'll never know unless these players release some sort of tell-all after they retire, or if one of us is ever lucky enough to become a manager at this level. But I feel like that's always the case with teams. Is like, you know, there's these players um, even some fan favorites that just can't quite seem to get enough playing time, or they don't seem to be getting the respect that you think they should get. And that's always one of the things I've always been curious about. Would love to know why. Mallard tried to be fancy there in the corner of the box, did not come off. Senberg recovers, poked away by West Ham, throw in Manchester United. Throw in West Ham just short of the halfway line. Oh, giveaway from West Ham. Here comes Park. Here goes Manchester United. Turland into the box. Oh, can't finish it. Big save by Shimmick. Toon dumped it back in. That's flicked away by West Ham. Turland smartly back kills it off of the West Ham player out for a corner kick. That was a good break. We had Park, we had Zaghiati, we had Turland. The only thing is that Turland couldn't quite finish it. Her angle was getting closed down by the defender, and the keeper had a good position on her. So those are tougher than you think sometimes to finish those. Especially if you played, like that angle closes very quickly, and if the keeper is smart in the positioning, that goal suddenly looks a lot smaller. Um, but good break there. Miyazawa taking the long shot that's deflected up in the air, comes down. West Ham trying to get clear. West Ham finally do get clear. Here comes West Ham down our right hand side, but she is well marshaled by Miyazawa. Miyazawa with a late challenge. An uncharacteristically late challenge from Miyazawa there. Oh, that's soft. That's soft. That's soft. I just saw the replay there. That's soft. That's soft. I think Asai was looking for that from West Ham. Ball in, flicked on, all the way through for a goal kick for Manchester United. That looked dangerous for a half second there. It was a deep free kick from West Ham. Players lined up at the top of the box. I think it was Ueki from West Ham got her head to it, flicked it on, made his way all the way through, but fortunately all the way through across the end line there. So 44th minute, 1-0 So far, John, you are right so far. Got still got another half to go, but so far, 1-0 is the score. Manchester United. My prediction was 3-1, so we'll see if we get two more in the second half. Park giving chase to the West Ham defenders. West Ham trying to play it out of the back there. West Ham again living on a knife's edge, playing out of the back there. I would think that their manager would need a new pair of underwear at halftime, the way that West Ham are playing out of the back, if I'm being perfectly honest, because oof. But they're getting away with it. Getting away with it so far. Letizia on the ball, bringing it out of Manchester United's box, goes over the top looking for Mallard. Mallard in a foot race, probably not going to win that one. West Ham keeper there. 3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 minutes stoppage time. Here come West Ham across midfield. Ooh, West Ham cannot connect on the passes there. Giveaway to Manchester United. Throw in. Sundberg tosses it down line. That bounces off of Turlin and goes out for a throw in right at midfield for West Ham. West Ham through. Mallard defensive work. That's a foul on Turlin. That she came crashing into her back. Turlin's down for a minute. That looked like that actually hurt quite a bit. That was a little Tysiak from West Ham. She came flying into Turlin's back there. Yeah, Tysiak like jumped in the back there. But Turlin is up and walking it off, looks like. And Tysiak restarts, goes back to Fallon, who's at the top of the box. And Tysiak back to Fallon. Ooh, dangerous, 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 dangerous. That fell kindly for us. Fallon was trying to kick the ball long. It got blocked by a West Ham player, and it just fell kindly, I think, for Janssen to go and clean it up because that could have gone the wrong way. But inconsistent refereeing should have been a booking. You know, I think you're thinking of the Turlin incident earlier, right? I know you saw what happened right now with Tisiak on Turlin, but I think you're referencing back to the Turlin incident earlier where she got a yellow card. I think because the earlier incident where Turlin got the card, it looked bad the way that her left knee kind of came through the back of the West Ham player's left leg. So I think that's what triggered the card there. Because like on the off, if I look at it, I'm like, you know, it looked bad, but is it really a card? Probably not, right? Um, oof, West Ham almost got a shot on target there. But then that one probably should have been a card. Yeah, if we're being fair, if we're gonna keep it consistent, probably should have been a card. All right, that's halftime. That is halftime. Let me stop my timer. Here we go. Stop. And we'll get it set for second half. 2700. Boom, boom. All right. So halftime. It is Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. So I hope this does not go like the last time Manchester United played West Ham. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, yes, the men's team. Hoping that we put more past West Ham here and they don't, come back and score and tie it up because that would be really annoying, really annoying. Two West Ham sides that we should beat on both fronts. So anyway, let me not speak that into let me not manifest that, right? So let's go through some stats really quickly here. So halftime, Turling with the goal. 65% possession in favor of Manchester United. And this is courtesy of SofaScore here. So shout out to SofaScore for keeping all the football fans aware of what's going on with our favorite teams. So 65% possession in favor of Manchester United. Two big chances, 12 shots for Manchester United, three for West Ham. We've forced four saves for West Ham. We've had six corner kicks. Um, we've given away some fouls though. West Ham have had seven free kicks compared to three. We've got the one yellow card, as I was mentioning earlier, on Turlin there, and we have how many shots on target? Where's the shots on target? Where am I looking at? Where am I looking at? Here we go. All right, shots on target. We've had five shots on target. West Ham have had none. So right off the bat, it just kind of feels like we are not being clinical in front of goal. I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of four chances that we shot right at the keeper. Hence the four saves, I guess, right? Easy math, right? Easy math. Um, but yeah, so yeah, we just got to put the ball away from the keeper. Basic football, right? Basic shooting 101. Don't shoot the goalie. Because yeah, we've had some chances just go right to the keeper. Obviously, Turling got the goal. That was a good goal off of a cross. But yeah, just shoot for the corners, really. Um, you can't really say we're not getting chances. Obviously, look at the stats I just read out. Um, I would say that we're having we're getting crosses in from the right hand side, but for whatever reason, West Ham seem to be focusing on that right hand side. Maybe because they know it's Riviere and they think they know she's going to use her speed to get down that side a bit more than maybe Sandberg on the left hand side. Because for whatever reason, on that left hand side, when we cross it, we seem to actually be getting on the end of that cross, whereas on the right hand side, um, West Ham are kind of already positioned. Um, if that makes sense, to cut out the cross. Again, I'm not sure if they're cheating more to that side or what, but it just seems like they're just blocking those crosses. And it doesn't mean that Riviere or Sandberg one's crossing any better than the other. It's just a weird observation I made. I don't know. I could be totally off, but it's just something I just kind of picked up on. Um, so our left hand side, we're getting some joy there, and then down the center of the park, we're getting some joy. Like I said, we just keep trying to roll that ball into Turlin's feet, which I don't know why we keep trying. It hasn't come off yet. I think we're trying to get too cute around the box. I think we just need to just try and pound that left hand side, dump in crosses there, and then take some long range shots, right? Like try and actually shoot rather than trying to roll that ball into Turlin's feet, who's posted up in the box. When we're kind of more square centered on goal, just take some shots and just see if the keeper dumps it, right? And then get the follow up. Again, basic football, right? Follow your shot. Everyone crash the keeper when the shot's going in to try and get a follow up. Because a goal is a goal, right? Doesn't matter how you score. And we just need to win. And so yeah. I mean, other than that, not a whole lot of qualms about the first half. Um, again, probably a little bit rusty. Mallard in particular looks rusty. Um, but yeah, John says I would bring Rolfo on for Mallard, but no, that's not a popular decision. No, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. I've said this before. I don't know why Rolfo gets some of the hate in this fan base. It's like I think she's a good player. You know, she's not the fastest, but like I think she's a good player. I think she's a good player. I think she's definitely useful in a lot of situations. Can start some games. Um, so yeah, no, I agree with you there, John. I agree with you on that one. Mallard has not been great this game. You know, some of her passes have been misplaced. Um, she missed the woodwork a couple times, missed a goal. So yeah, wouldn't be a bad shout. I think I'd probably give Mallard another 10, 15 because she's one of those players that can always produce a moment of magic, right? Um, and pull something off to score. Um, if this was Champions League, I would say definitely bring Raffle on. I call her Miss Champions League because she just seems to come up with the goal. So if we were playing Lyon, if this was the Lyon game and we were up 1-0 or even drawn 0-0, I'd bring Raffle on to score a goal because she just what she does in the Champions League. Um, but jokes aside though, I'd probably give Mallard another 10-15 and then throw Raffle on there and see what happens. Um, but yeah, other than that, not a whole lot of qualms about the first half here. Um, but let me know what else you guys think. Let me just do a quick around the horn also and see what the other games are looking like. Let me hit refresh on my phone here. I got so many screens open. I'm watching the match here. I got my laptop here. I got my other screen here, and I got my phone because I'm trying not to use my bandwidth too much. Because, as you guys know, sometimes your boy here has some bandwidth and connectivity issues. So, uh, Spurs and Villa are tied. Obviously, we're winning 1-0 here. Brighton still winning 1-0 over London City. Leicester and Manchester City are drawing at the moment as well. And that is it for now for the WSL matches. Chelsea to play Everton in about an hour and a half here, hour and 15 minutes or so. And so yeah, pretty quiet games so far, apart from us and Brighton. Again, I think it's a little bit of a malaise, right? A little bit of rustiness from all sides. So quickly jumping across to the other side of the club on the men's side, what do you think happens with Wolves tomorrow? I'm worried about that one. I'm definitely worried about that Wolves match tomorrow for the men. Um, the same way, John, that you are Skinner out on the men's side, I am Amram out. I've been Amram out since that Grimsby match. I think he's not the guy. So John, in that regard, I understand. I understand your feelings for wanting a manager out. Because yeah, on the men's side, Amram, he's not my guy. Not my guy. You're saying a draw? Yeah, it might be a draw. It might be a draw. But it's just my thing with Amram, right, is there's the in-game management, right? Okay, you look at top managers, they might have their preferred formation, fine, fair, whatever. But if you see it's not working, you tweak something. You tweak a player's positioning, you tweak the formation, you tweak something to try and win the game. You don't just stick to your principles just to say, well, you know, I played the way that I wanted to play, whatever, right? Like you're in the business to win. You're in the business to win, right? So that's why I don't understand. It's like, look, yes, you got your style, you're like, cool, but we're not winning, right? Um, and yes, people say, I mean, if you look at the men's table, right? If I pull it up, they'll say we're we're what? 12th at the moment, 22 points. Um, oh, 3 points outside of Champions League. Okay, sure, you can say that, but we're also what's that? 10 points away from relegation. So like, yes, I know 10 points is a lot of points, but like with the way we've been playing, who knows, right? It's like, who knows? We're gonna go left, we're gonna go right. We're gonna end up in the top four this season somehow by some miracle, or are we gonna be, fall down the league and battle relegation? I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit on the relegation front, but like, you know, and the thing is with Amram is, like I said, not changing his system, not tweaking anything in the game. In the game, I'm not saying you got to shy away from, that 3-4-2-1 to start. You can start like that, but in the game, if you see it's not working, just change some things. And I said this, and John, I'll get to your comment in a minute. I said this on a short, I think a day or two ago. I said that I want to see if Amram and the players can execute a 4-4-2, a basic setup, right? And yes, again, I know that there's a formation and then there's the actual tactics and how you play with that formation. I get all that. I get all that, right? Um, but just a basic 4-4-2, just to see if Amram can manage that. So to see if he can manage something outside of his rapport formation, and then to see if the players can execute it, right, with a basic setup. And I feel like that would answer a lot of questions about Amram and the players. If Amram can't manage a 4-4-2, something basic, then that obviously raises even more question marks, because it's like, okay, the only thing you know how to play really is that 3-4-2-1 thing, um, that you have been playing. And I don't know that that is what I don't know that a manager that can only manage one way is going to succeed at the top, right? Um, and if the players can't execute a basic 4-4-2, again, I know tactics can wildly vary, but the players can't execute a basic setup and maintain their positions and play smart and something like that, then yeah, it raises questions about some of them too. So that was my whole point in saying that, just to clarify. Now, John, your comment, who would I want to replace him? Again, good question. I don't know. Off the top, I don't know who I would want to replace Abram, because I haven't thought about that in a while. Um, I would say probably a month or two ago, I kind of had a list um, of managers. So to find it. But I liked Irola at Bournemouth. I liked him. Who else did I like? I'm trying to remember now. Um, I thought Regis Labrise at Sunderland. I liked him as well. Obviously, Glasner came up from Palace, but I don't know that Glasner would be the guy for us. Um, those were kind of my picks. I did like Andrews a little bit too, but again, I don't know. I don't know. I know everyone's saying big name. People are thinking, oh, once Pochettino is done with the U.S. men's national team, maybe bring him in. Um, Others are saying, a big name like Zidane, or some are saying, once Ancelotti, can you pry him away from Brazil, even though he just got there? So people are screaming for these big name managers, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the right move. Um, I don't know if it's the right move. I don't know if it's the right move. I kind of feel like maybe you need someone who's a little bit I won't say lesser known, because I mean you're a Premier League manager, so you're known, right? But like maybe someone who's a bit hungrier, I'd say. Someone who's a bit hungrier, who hasn't been in the big club yet. I think that's maybe who I'd bring in. Um, would I bring Ole back? So I enjoyed Ole Ball. I really did. I really did. It was sad when he got sacked. I really enjoyed him. I really felt like he had us playing like an old school United team, just flying at the opposition. And I think if he had been given time, I think, he could have been more successful. And honestly, I'm a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan, right? I mean, I like Messi too, right? I'm not one of these guys who's like, oh, one's better than the other. I'm just enjoying both of them, right? But obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo was one of the guys that I looked up to when I was younger, playing football myself. Um, and I feel like when he came back, that kind of wrecked Ole a little bit. I feel like when he came back, that kind of messed things up a little bit. Um, You know, I don't know why people I think we're expecting like Cristiano Ronaldo of old. I'm like, no, he is old. He won't be of old. He is old now. So he's not gonna be bombing down the wings like he used to, right? So I think that kind of messed up our game plan a little bit, if I'm being honest. I think we played with a bit more mobility than what Ronaldo was offering. And to, you know, you have to give Ronaldo the ball, right? So I think that kind of threw off the balance of the team. Let me get my timer going here. We are at, let's say, we'll put 40 seconds and then start it there. Boom. All right, here we go. All right, we're back on track with the timer. All right. Second half has started. Apologies for the others watching. Went down a little bit of our men's team rabbit hole there. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you, John. We need a strong manager for not letting the players walk all over them. And Ramos a strong manager, but tactics and in-game management is weak. Yeah. Like I said, in-game management, it's just bizarre to me at times. Bizarre. Um, but anyway, we are back in action with the women here. Second half started. Teams have switched sides. I don't see any changes. Just trying to scan through the players here and scan through my lineup cheat sheet here. I don't see any changes at the moment. So I think we are as we were. Yeah, John, you're right. Your prediction is still going strong. 1-0. 1-0 so far. Sandberg on the ball. Plays it up to Toon. A little give and go here. A few touches between them. Toon on the ball now. Toon to Leticia. United trying to march forward here a little bit. Leticia up to Park. Turlin gives it back to Park down the right hand side. Here we go. Save it. Ah, not quite. Good effort from Park. Okay, she's fine. She got up a little bit slowly there, and I got worried. I'm like, please not Park. But no, she's fine. Um, Ball went out for a goal kick there. Leticia being chased by Oweki looking for help. Leticia is giving it to somebody over there. I'm not sure if it was to Miyazawa or who, but she was giving it to somebody because she was under pressure and didn't have an option. And you could see her yell help, and it didn't come. So she was somebody was getting it just now from Leticia on the team. Toon nods it down to Miyazawa. Miyazawa recycles it back to Janssen. Leticia, Janssen. West Ham are pressing us a little bit higher up the pitch, it looks like. Over the top for Turlin. Low cross blocked out for a corner kick for Manchester United. Yeah, it looks like West Ham are trying to press us further up the pitch, but obviously that leaves that over the top ball open a bit more, right? Because now they're going to leave more space in behind. Um, so they're trying to press us. They're going for it. They're going for it. So that actually kind of goes against what I was saying. I thought that because of the position West Ham are in, a goal would just drop their heads, but they must have had a hell of a halftime team talk because they're going for it. They're coming at us. Sandberg with the corner kick, ball in. Ooh, she ballooned that one high. That was a weird corner kick. Like Sandberg like ballooned that corner kick really high in the air, and it fell at the top of the 18-yard box. I'm not sure if that was something from the training ground or what, but that was a bit bizarre. Anyway, on we play. Good work from Turlin there. Nice little back heel from Toon for Miyazawa. Here comes Park. Park looking for Mallard, didn't quite come off. Yeah, no, John, it's a good observation. If we're being high pressed by West Ham, we need Galton for pace and then not Rolfo. Yeah, no, that's a good shout. That's a smart shout. West Ham throwing just across the halfway line. Another West Ham throw. West Ham cross to the box. Referee in the way there. The West Ham player took a big touch, knocked it off the referee, and referee has to do a drop ball here for West Ham. Just waiting for the ball for the game to restart. The referee has the ball in hand, trying to organize a drop ball here, trying to keep the Manchester United players away because West Ham did have the ball. Come on, referee. Come on. All right, here we go. All right. We have resumed play here. Ooh. Oh. What? West Ham just scored off of a bicycle kick. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Martinez. Wow. I gotta see that one again. Wow. She popped it off her chest. Oh my goodness. That's a hell of a goal. That wow. I I I want to be mad about that. I want to be, but I mean, as a former striker and winger myself, I'm a sucker for a good goal, and that was a hell of a goal from Martinez there. She pops it up off her chest, bikes it, far post, beats Tullis Joyce in off the post. I mean, that might be goal of the season. I don't know. That was a heck of a strike. That was a heck of a strike. Wow. Wow. I mean, I'm disappointed we got scored on, but wow. 1-1. We play on. We play on. All right, we got to figure something out. We got to figure something out because now West Ham are they've got the bit between their teeth now. Now they're feeling encouraged, and especially off of a goal like that. Fallon goes long into the center of the park. Momentum has shifted. Momentum has shifted for sure. Ball into the box from West Ham. That's knotted down by Sandberg. Still not out of danger yet. Back into the mixer. West Ham almost got on the end of that for a second goal, almost. Let me just refresh my chat here. I'm quiet at the moment because like I'm still a little bit stunned by that goal. That was a heck of a goal. But I'm also, like I said, as a former player, striker, winger, I'm stunned by that goal. That was a heck of a goal. I always appreciate a good goal. But I'm also stunned because it's like, what, like, we shouldn't be in this position, right? We should have been taking our chances. Um, Riviera over the goal. We should have been taking our chances, right? We should have been taking our chances. We should have probably 3 goals at this point, to be honest, right? So it should maybe be 3-1 or 2-1, right? Not 1-1. Um, and I guess I'm just worried that the slump continues, right? I'm just worried that this isn't going to go our way. You know, I'm worried this is going to be some sort of draw or even loss, and then we're further behind, and then, you know, and I hate to even utter the words, like, but you guys know where I'm going with it. Just have a shot, Mallard. Have a shot. There we go. It's blocked, but I mean, have it. At least try. Have the shot. West Ham playing down our left hand side. That's cut up by Janssen. Hart going the other way. Riviere down the right hand side there, but cuts it back, pulls it back for Toon. Toon chips it over for Riviere, who I don't think gets there. Yeah, that ball's out of bounds. John Fry says this is United all over. Yeah. Oof. Hmm. 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 Do we bring Simi on? Maybe. I know Galton's a shout. Oh, excuse me. Maybe Simi can get in there and kind of get a foot on the ball. Maybe use her power and strength to kind of dominate a little bit. Maybe that's an option. Again, Galton maybe to give us a different look. What do you guys think? I'm just looking at the subs now. We've got, in terms of field players, we got George, Rolfo, Blundell, Awujo, Galton, Nelson, and Williams on the bench. Hmm. I think I'd bring on Awujo maybe to see if we can kind of get more of a foothold. Toon hasn't been bad, but I feel like I'd maybe throw on a Wujo instead and take Toon off, and then maybe Give Mallard another, and I did say 10-15 after the break. Maybe then we also throw in Galton on that left hand side and see what that does for us. Yeah, John says Galton, Rolfo, and Granny on semi for 22. Yeah, yeah. Riviere outside the box. Miyazawa. There's a free kick for West Ham deep in their territory. Come on, Super League. There we go. Here come West Ham again over the bar. Oof. At the moment, Spurs and Villa are still drawing. Obviously, we're drawing now with West Ham. Brighton are still beating London City. Leicester and Manchester City are drawing. And yes, those are your current scores in the WSL. Look at that. We are glitching a bit again. Yeah, some of the TCA, they are both pushed up at the top of the center circle. Zikiati with a great shot there. Great shot. Great shot. Off the woodwork. Yeah, and it was a matter of time for City. Ugh. Here comes West Ham. Say, good grab from Fallon. Jensen, Toon to Sandberg. Riviere gets past her marker. Dumps the ball in. Mallard. Oof. Over the goal. Hmm. See, that's the thing. Is it's like I think we should probably sub off Mallard at this point, but then it's always like that one moment that she might produce and score a goal, and so you don't want to miss out on that. That's the conundrum because just now she had that header, she got herself free for a header, you know, but then she missed it. So throw in Sandberg into West Ham's attacking or defensive third, I should say, our attacking third. The TCA, oof, almost got caught on the ball by Martinez there of West Ham. 67th minute here. I think we're grabbing the momentum back a little bit and putting West Ham back on their heels. So fingers crossed, we'll get another goal or two and ultimately win. Obviously, that's the goal, right? But Riviere here to take the throw, throws into the box. You can't do that. That's too obvious. That was dumb. I don't know why Dominique did that. I don't know why she like it was right in front of the referee. Riviere's throwing the ball in, and she just shoves her player down, like right in front of the referee. Like, come on, like we got to be smarter than that. We need to capitalize on our chances when we have them. We can't do dumb things to give away our opportunities and chances like that. West Ham have the ball now. Villa scored. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, they're beating Spurs 1-0. Fallon clears up for Mallard. Mallard wins a throw in for Manchester United. Sandberg to take the throw. Janssen switches over to Riviere. Riviere knocks it back to Letitia. Takes a touch. Looks up. Oh, loose pass from Ziggiati. Got away with it though. Janssen back on the ball. Sandberg. Sandberg up to Mallard. Mallard a little give and go with Toon. Mallard in the foot race. She gets around her marker. Passes to Toon. Mallard. United setting up camp around West Ham's box here. Toon out to Sandberg. Sandberg to Toon. Toon dumps in across. Knocked away by West Ham. That's a foul, referee. Come on, give us the ball. Yes. Free kick outside the box in a good position. All right, we're just organizing for a free kick here outside the box in a dangerous position. So obviously the referees organizing the team, allowing West Ham to set up their wall, drawing the line. Looks like Janssen and Sandberg are standing over the ball. Sandberg and Jensen are plotting something. They are having a deep conversation here. All right, I think a decision has been made. 71st minute here. Janssen steps back. Sandberg steps back. Referee lips to her whistle. Lips to her whistle. Janssen. Oh! 2-1. 2-1. What a goal. What a goal. What a goal. 2-1. Let's go. Janssen made up for that silly push earlier that wasted one of our opportunities. So thank you, Dominic Janssen. That was a beautiful free kick. It doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get much better than that. I mean, right over the wall, right to the side of the net. I mean, I could watch that all day. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you're not saving that one. You're not saving that one. Heck of a goal. Heck of a goal. 2-1. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. But, there's still time to play. 72nd minute coming to a close. West Ham have come from behind already in this match. So we got to play. We got to play. Yeah, John. Yeah. Yeah. My prediction is getting close. Getting close. We need one more. We need one more. Adina. Yeah. World. Yeah. 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 No, that was a beautiful free kick. Riviere to throw in on the right hand side. I'm smiling. I'm smiling big. I'm trying to keep it in, but I'm smiling big because I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Like, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself because there's still time to play. So like, that's why I'm sitting here like this with this like, you know, big ass grin on my face, trying to hide it because like I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I'm like, please, 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 let's win this match. Let's win it well and go into Lyon with some confidence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One more without conceding. Here we go. Let's see if we get it here. Jess Park, wide. And then it says, "Who's better than the West Ham overhead kick?" Yeah, that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, two great goals there. Two great goals. I mean, that overhead kick was special, but then that free kick was also special. So it's like, yeah, like I think Janssen was like, "Oh, you think you're good, huh? Okay, okay, watch this." And if anyone in here is new to women's football, yes, yes, these things happen. These girls can ball. All right, do not sleep on it. Watch, watch. John Fry says City 2-0 up now. Shaw again. Yeah, Bunny Shaw. Yeah, she's a goal scoring machine. She just makes it look effortless at times, like with the way she just will dominate and score. Was it a Miedema assist? That's my wait. Or did I get that wrong? Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Some hearts from Hannah Amari. And John Fry says women's football better than men's football all day long. Yeah, it's at times it's almost hate to even like distinguish between men and women's football. It's like sometimes I'm like football, like you know, like because it's just yeah. But you know what the thing with the women's game though, it is a bit more approachable, right? It feels like oh, it's a hemp assist. Okay, okay, yeah, that's the other culprit. They're the other likely person there wearing hemp. Um, but yeah, women's football though, it is like a bit more approachable, right? The men's game, there's just nowadays feels like there's so much just like toxicity in fan bases that it just kind of makes it like a little bit less enjoyable at times. Um, and I hope that the women's game can grow and not have as much of that, right? I feel like some of it is inevitable, right? With anything that just gets really big and popular, you've got a lot more voices, a lot more people involved in it, and so you're gonna have a lot more craziness going on, unfortunately. But I hope that's something that the women's game can avoid a little bit of and have a bit more, positivity in the fan. I mean, still criticism, right? Still criticism. You can still vent your frustrations. You can still be honest about players. You can say, "Oh, she's not good enough," or "She's amazing," whatever, right? That's fine. That's fair. Um, but just some of like the toxicity, and I'm talking about in the men's game, it's in the fan base. I hope that the women can grow and somehow avoid that. Somehow, I don't know. Riviera just came off. Blundell just came on, by the way. Mallard trying to play some defense here on West Ham in the corner. West Ham trying to work an angle, trying to get a corner kick. They got to throw in instead. Looks like Morgan with a throw for West Ham. Big throw into the box. Oof. That was a shot by Gory. That could have been tricky because it was a little bit unsighted for Tullis Joyce there, and that could have taken a weird uh, nick off of somebody, but Fallon was on it. Oh wow, really? John Fry says Hannah Blundell was born in the same hospital and grew up in the same town as him. Uh, wow, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Oof. Chance for West Ham there over the bar. Ueki over the bar. Wow. That was close. That was close from West Ham. This is what I'm saying. West Ham, they're not going down easy. They are not laying down. They are fighting to try and get something out of this match. But yeah, John Fry, that's really interesting. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Eastbourne in East Sussex, England. Let me do some Google mapping here just to get my bearings on that one. Eastbourne. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. On the south coast. Looks like. Is it like? Let's see. Make sure I'm googling the right place. Is it near like Polegate? Looks like. I think that's the right place. I've googled there. Okay. Huh. Oh, nice. Got a little beach there going on. Okay, I see. I see. Nice. Yeah, between Brighton and Hastings. Okay, yeah, nice. I've not been to that part of the UK. Um, I've not been down to that part of the South Coast actually. Been to other parts, but not that part. So check it out someday. Let's check it out. If I do visit that part, I will definitely come back and see if you've got any restaurant recommendations or something. You know, United on the ball at the moment. Janssen, the goal scorer, the Sandberg, and Mallard. 4-1. Which game is that? Let me see. WSO. Okay, Spurs are up 2-1. Brighton 1-0. Looks like City 2-0. Mallard looking for a Miyazawa. Patrick says, "How are they doing? Does it look like they can keep the goal difference?" I think we're gonna see this one out. Um, Tunes coming off at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure which 4-1 game we're talking about here. Um, Tunes coming off. Looks like Abuja is coming on. Um, Looks like Turlin's coming off as well. Let me just get the subs sorted out here, and then Patrick, I'll get back to your question. So Awujo is coming on. Turlin is off. Tune is off, and Rolfo's on. Okay, so Turlin and Tune off. Rolfo and Simi Awujo on. Okay, so Patrick, to your point, yeah, I think we will. I'm gonna be confident and say I think we will hold this. Maybe get one more, maybe. Um, I would have brought on Awujo earlier, and I think if we had Awujo on earlier, we might have been looking at a third. But we're 84th minute. I don't envisage, envision, can't get the word out. A lot of stoppage time in this half. Um, so I'm thinking that it might hold steady at this 2-1 at this point. Although again, my prediction was 3-1. So hoping for that third goal. Brighton won. Okay. City 3-0 now. Man, City is gonna City. Here come West Ham trying to work something down our right hand side. Good defense by Jess Park. Zagatti dumps it back to Letitia. Letitia plays to Janssen. Sandberg and United come out of the danger zone. Sandberg goes down line looking for Rolfo. Rolfo gets there into the box. Rolfo cross cut out by West Ham. Awujo took too long on the ball. Took too long on the ball there. All right, West Ham goal kick restart. Quick restart. West Ham go back to the keeper. Keeper goes long. First header won by West Ham. Ziggy brings down the second ball. Mallard fouled. Referee, play on. Okay, advantage. Ziggy can't quite get on the end of that goal kick for Manchester United. Patrick, yes. I will be doing a watch along tomorrow for the men's team. Um, Hopefully my internet holds out. I gotta talk to my provider because like it's been a little bit iffy lately. The last couple streams, and even now it's a little bit choppy. So apologies for that. But yeah, I do plan to do the watch along for the men's game tomorrow. I've got it over here. Um, Hoping for a win in that one. Hoping for a win, but we'll see. We'll see. Vincent says it's good that we are progressing. Yes. Yes. Zagatti's shot was wide there. City one. Yeah. Yeah, we saw that one going that way, unfortunately. Mallard wins a throw in for Manchester United. 87th minute coming to a close. Skinner does not look happy on the sideline there about something. I'm not sure what it is. Patrick with a bit of strategy there. Patrick was saying West Ham will have to attack in the last minutes of the game, put more women forward to attack, and we may get the 3-1 on the counter. Yeah, we might. We might. That's the hope. Mallard gets dumped there by a West Ham player, receives a yellow card. That was Nystrom of West Ham getting the yellow card for the foul on Mallard just across into the West Ham half. Restart to Janssen over the Sandberg. Sandberg looking for options. Goes to Park. Park quickly closed down. Janssen looking for Mallard. West Ham nodded down. Shimmick kind of scuffs for clearance there. Gets away with it. A little help from a teammate. Here comes Park. Shot. Nah, Shimmick is there. Vincent says the game is not constructive, but we are winning. Yeah, I get what you mean there. I get what you mean there. It's not a pretty win. We're kind of getting through it. I see what you're saying. Janssen over to Sandberg. Sandberg inside of Miyazawa. Yeah, sometimes you got to win dirty though. Sometimes it's just you got to get the 3 points. But yeah, I get what you mean though. It's like it's not as clean as we'd like it to be. You know, and there's still some of our deficiencies well on display in this match as well. Mallard shot blocked. 4 minutes stoppage time 4 minute stoppage time. Still time for that third goal. Ziggiatti, Jensen, Sandberg, Park, Sandberg, Miyazawa. Oh, play Bundle. She's open. There we go. Bundle on the ball. Miyazawa, center of the park. Sandberg. Sandberg drives forward. Still Sandberg. Out to Rolfo. Rolfo cutback. Park. Ziggiatti. Loose pass. Park recovers. Blundell. Park. Ziggiatti. Miyazawa. A spell of possession here for Manchester United outside of West Ham's box. Some good passing here throughout the team, front to back. Rolfo, Sandberg, Ziggiatti. So Ziggiatti kind of forced the pass there, and that's a little bit of impatience. Honestly, I kind of wish we had just kept that possession going. Yeah, John Fry, exactly. Play keep football now. Like I wish we had just kept moving the ball back and forth. Nothing wrong with that, right? We've got what 2 minutes and some change left. We should have just kept that ball moving rather than trying to force it through for another goal, and just run the clock out. But now West Ham have it, and they don't have it. That was short lived. Janssen on the ball. Janssen going long to Rolfo, who's got all day. Oh, I saw what she was trying to do, but probably not the best choice. Awujo on the ball now. Awujo recycles to Ziggiatti. That bounces free a little bit, but Blundell gets on it. Miyazawa now. Miyazawa back to Blundell. United going backwards a bit here. Fallon well out of her box. Comes up. Letitia. Blundell. Blundell back to Fallon. So at the top of her box now. Fallon goes short to Janssen. Janssen goes long. Looking for Mallard. Or was that Awujo? Sorry, Awujo. Mallard's a little further up. Seconds left. About 40 seconds left to be exact. West Ham trying a ball over the top, but nothing's going to come of that. Fallon's out of her goal smartly. Knocks it back up the pitch. Awujo flicks on, looking for Mallard. And it's out of bounds for a Manchester United throw. That should just about do it for the match. Do I play FC 26? No, I've not purchased the latest FC game yet. I think I have 25 still. I haven't played in a while. I might get FC 26. I might. When I was younger, I used to like buy like each year's iteration of the game. But as I've gotten older, I'm like kind of buying the same game over and over. So now I kind of space it out a little bit. But I might get FC 26. A few of my buddies have it. And that's the game, by the way. Um, United win 2-1. Yeah, a few of my buddies have FC 26, so I might download it and hop on there and play with them. But I'm not good. If that's your ultimate question, I'm not good. I will create my own player and just like dominate and get really good individually. But in terms of playing like online, terrible. Thank you, John Fry. Thank you so much. See you next time. I appreciate keeping the conversation going, and I'll see you on the next watch along. So yeah, that is the game, guys. 2-1 Manchester United. Let me just give you some full time stats here. Obviously, Turlin with the first goal to put us up. But then Shakira Martinez from West Ham with an amazing, honestly, I got to give it to her, amazing overhead kick to draw a level for West Ham. But then Dominic Janssen said, hold up, you know, hold my water bottle. Let's see who can get goal of the match here. And so Dominic Janssen put in a absolutely beautiful, beautiful free kick to give us the ultimate 2-1 victory. So shout out to her. Final stats for the match. Let me just hit refresh here. 66% possession for Manchester United. We had 22 shots to West Ham's 8. We had corner kicks to 0 for West Ham according to Soaps here. They had more tackles, so they're playing a bit more defense than us. They had more free kicks. They had 10. We had 7. Giving away a few fouls there. And shots on, and the shots too. So shots on target, it was 8 for Manchester United, 3 for West Ham. Now, in terms of the standings, so temporarily that puts us on 20 points in third place. Chelsea, who have yet to play, they're going to play here in about 15 minutes. They're on 21 points in second place. Of course, City won today. They're on 27 points. So right now, City are kind of running away with it in terms of the league. But, it's football, right? So anything can change. West Ham remain in 11th place, 1 point above Liverpool. Liverpool are in last place. So, things you love to see, right? Anyway, couldn't resist. So our next match is against Lyon for the women on Wednesday, I believe. I am concerned about that match. I am concerned because Lyon are a very strong side. I know that the points show in the Women's Champions League that we are 1 point off of Lyon. But if you look at the games, it's going to be a tough match. So I'm glad that we got the win here. That gives us some confidence going into the Lyon match on Wednesday. But we're going to have to bring it. We're going to have to play better than we played today. And that's not me trying to be negative. That's not me trying to rain on the parade. Like, we got the win. We should have won today, right? Honestly, if you look at the standings and how we played and how West Ham played, we should have won. So this is kind of routine business for us, although we probably should have won by like 3-4-0, to be honest. But I'm going to chalk it up to a little bit of rustiness coming back for the girls. Certain players who have been out, who are back, particularly Fallon. So I'm going to chalk it up to that, right? I'm going to be positive on that and say that, we will get back to our best come Wednesday, because we need to be at our best to go toe to toe with Lyon, who mean absolute business this year. So good win for the girls, some good goals, but we're gonna have to be better come Wednesday. Here's a post match with Janssen and Sandberg. Janssen said we play pretty good. We deserve to score more goals. We're happy. Sandberg says we've been talking a lot about aggression. Just play and enjoy the game. Sandberg says I get the feeling we're back again with the enjoyment. Sandberg was asked if it's a good turning point for the season, and she says 100%. It's a turning point. I felt confident. I'm very proud of the team today from Sandberg. Yes, and today was very important to get back to winning ways, and we did. Overall, very happy. Dominic Jansen's free kick was the first goal that Manchester United have scored on a free kick since 2020 in the WSL. So apparently that conversation between Janssen and Sandberg was a question of confidence. Sandberg said she didn't feel confident. Janssen said, okay, I'll take it. And she took it and scored. True leadership right there. Sandberg says, I'm very happy. I always want to help the team as much as I can. We work hard in those situations. This is about the Turlin goal. I'm very happy. It's a beautiful goal. And Janssen is presenting Sandberg with the Barclays Player of the Match award. And Sandberg says it's because of the teams rocking with me on this one. Apologies for the glitches here and there, but we got through it. I'm going to stream the men's match, as you see right here, tomorrow against Wolves. So I'll be back tomorrow. Hope you guys will be back too. And I will see you there. So I will see you on the next one. Peace.